Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are picking up pretty much exactly where we left off with last episode with these two, well, shaking hands here in orbit about Kerbin, and I still got to, what I got 6 Kerbals all in between these two vessels. So just to kind of recap, kind of what's been going on. I had the crew of the SN2. These two crafts are identical, so I actually don't know which one is the SN2. But I thought I had this, what I thought was a very simple mission. I was going to fire them out, orbit the sun for a little bit, turn around, come back with all kinds of science and some experience for those Kerbals. Except when I was returning to Kerbin, I wasn't paying any attention and ended up going into this retrograde orbit. And considering these vessels cannot land, they need to dock with a station where there is a support vessel that will take them down to the surface. And those stations, of course, are in prograde orbits. That was a bit of a problem. So what I did is, as they keep talking, okay. So what I did is I flipped the orbit around, got it as prograde as I could, so that there's a little bit of an inclination difference here, but not too bad. But that meant that they completely had run out of, or almost completely ran out of fuel. They didn't have enough fuel to get back and rendezvous with the station. So that's when I sent out the sister craft SN1. Jebediah and Bill flew that craft. We have docked with it. We have split the fuel between those two now, and now the job is to get them back to their respective stations and to get at least the original crew of the SN2 back down to the surface of Kerbin. I might just, I don't know, I'll decide what to do with Jeb and Bill. I might leave them in space for a little while. They're kind of okay for now. So the goal is going to be, well, let's undock because I think we're pretty much ready to go. Undock these two. Now, which one's which? That's the SN1. And if I switch over... Oh, that is a piece of debris. This is the SN2 here. Let's back away a little bit. We're going to at least dock this with the station and get these 4 down to the surface, and then I'll figure out what to do with them. They're in a stable orbit, right? They are in a stable orbit. Yes, we are in a stable orbit, so we can get this done. So the first thing is our station is this one, the Mimis Gateway. That is what we're going for. That is where our craft is. Well, you are very welcome there, Newbie Pro, thanking me for my tutorials. Oh, and by the way, speaking of the chat, I did turn on that only subscribers can chat because the spam has been getting a little bit out of control. But what you'll probably notice is there is a chat box coming up here. So I'm hoping that... I actually put that in last episode, that chat box. But... and I thought it wasn't working, and then all of a sudden I noticed that the font... This is only when I was looking at it after the fact. The font was virtually unreadable. It was so small, so I doubled the size of the font. This is such a cluttered UI in Kerbal Space Program. I didn't want it to get too big over here, but I'm hoping it's at an appropriate size now. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to are we coming which way? We are coming this way. We got 11.8 degrees of inclination difference to make. We should be able to rectify that here. So let's do that right now. We're going to actually do a couple of things here at the same time. We're going to bring down our inclination, while at the same time we're going to bring down our periapsis. Let's go over a little ding-dong here. Down into the atmosphere about 40, we'll go 45 kilometers. We'll do both at the same time. So we're going to do some aerobraking to reduce our orbit. Actually, maybe 50 kilometers. I'll explain that. Here, let's go with 52. I'm going to err on the side of being a little higher. Still need to bring that down, though. I can see the timing isn't quite right because it's moving around too much. Okay, what is periapsis? A little more. More on that. Oh, I think I went too far that time. There's 0 and 52 kilometers. Inclination 0. So that'll do that bit of it. The reason why I'm actually keeping my altitude up a little higher, let's get out there to the burn, is because I'd found out, this was in my Discord, that, bye-bye, Jab, that, I can get this out. I found out in my Discord that Trajectories doesn't put these air brakes into its calculations for predicting its trajectory. I always thought there was something funky going on with Trajectory, but I never really pieced that all together, so that actually does make a fair amount of sense. There we go. So we'll get ready to do this burn, and then we'll figure, I might let these guys do another orbit before they go a little further, because I don't want them both aerobraking at the same time. That would be bad. Only 8 nuclear engines. There's only 1. We've got 1 nuclear engine on here. Welcome, Goot. Sorry. Glad you made it. All right. So 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, the main purpose of this burn is to match inclinations with our target and to get our periapsis down into the atmosphere. Kind of do them both at the same time. Throttle here at the end and cut. That's probably fine. Let's take a look at our result here. So negative 0.1, that is obviously fine, and our periapsis is 52. That should be fine. And if I turn on trajectories, show you what I mean. Show our trajectory. We're descending in a retrograde direction. So trajectories right now, it's showing us this orbit here as our predicted orbit after we come through. That's pretty high, but if I see, might bring this down a little bit further. We'll lower all of our extruding bits here. It's counting the drag from those things in this, but if I put the brakes off, it's all weird. There we go. This should change, but I don't think it does. I think I can reduce my prediction here a little more. Oh wait, I'm not showing the yeah, I am showing the trajectory. We can bring this down more. But I got to be a little careful, because if I have the air brakes on, they do a lot. Of course, I can always... Okay, let's leave it there. It's about 47 kilometers. Okay, back to here. Brakes on. If all of a sudden I find things are getting scary, I can always lower the brakes. 0 on that. Do a little bit of tweaking here just for... that. We'll get rid of that window. Don't need it. Okay, let's just take a look at Jebediah. Jebediah's crew here. Where are they? They're close by still, of course. There they are. Let's switch over to the SN1. All right, so here's the sister craft. Same thing here. And their target is actually the other station, the WKMSS. Set that as a target, and we have an inclination difference of 16.6 degrees. So I'm going to do the same thing, except you can see they're going to go around another orbit. But that actually is pretty cool, because then I'll be able to hopefully not have them all aerobraking at the same time. because that would be an adventure. All right, so we're going to again bring down. Where is the descending node duber? Bring down that inclination. And we'll also bring down our periapsis into the atmosphere. You can see trajectory starting to make its prediction. Oh, I'm not on the right spot, am I? Not quite. Let's just change this just a bit. This way. Where are we at here? Trying to get that right on 0. I maybe shouldn't be so picky. It's 0.1. That should be fine. What the heck? Who am I kidding? I am picky. There's 0. Okay, and a little more on the retrograde front. That should be good. Okay. So that burn's not coming up for a few hours, so these guys should be fine. Just going to leave them here. Put the RCS off. A little bit exposure there for the solar panels. Set up an alarm to warn me. Give me about 5 minutes warning for this maneuver. Okay, and then we're going to switch. Should also you can switch from here, which is kind of nice. So what is it? The SN2, rather than going to map view. All right. Should have went for a Y design on the ships. I like my ships sleek. Yeah, Trajectories doesn't see the air brakes. It is a known issue, and apparently, from I'm saying this all from hearsay. Like this is still all safe here. Yeah. This is all hearsay on my part, but apparently, when asked about that, they just said, "Well, who the hell uses air brakes? They just explode." Well, I use air brakes. Of course, these are modified titanium air brakes. Okay, so getting ready for our first aerobraking pass. Okay, retrograde on the surface, 0 that out, get rid of that window. All right. And what I really want to watch is this apoapsis. Obviously, if it gets down too low, things get really dangerous really fast. But I can at any moment just simply drop the air brakes. And that should resolve that. I don't like that the light thing's off. There we go. And once I'm done with this business, I've been talking about this for the last 2 or 3 streams, putting out some probes to collect some more science. I want to really start bringing in some more science. The moon is largely not explored. I do have also some new science tech that I want to get up there. But I keep getting myself stuck in these stupid adventures with these guys. Doing things wrong and then having to spend all this time to fix them. My titanium air brakes. Oh, people are wondering about my titanium air brakes. All they are is the regular air brakes copied and then some of its parameters changed. So their melting temperature is higher, but they have a higher mass and a higher cost, which I think is fair. But they look exactly like the regular air brakes. All right, we're about here. We can put on a little bit of time warpy here. 20 seconds away from periapsis, after which we start going back up and things stop looking so scary. 2,000 kilometers on the apoapsis. And just passing periapsis on our way up. Of course, the lower I can get this apoapsis, the cheaper the rendezvous with the station. Oh, this is working fine. I was also worried about this. And of course, I do have to pay attention to this maneuver coming up. Still over 1,000 on this. There's where it's predicting our next one. So I think I'm just going to let this ride through one more time. I don't see why not. Okay. Deploy everything again. And get around to, I'm going to do a, I'm always paranoid with aerobraking. Get around to periapsis again. It's about an hour and 6 minutes away. And it might be about time to go up there and visit Jebediah again. Their burn's not too far off. Oh no, I'm doing okay. Okay, and 0. And how are these folks doing for radiation? I always never really check these. Oh, they're fine. They're a little stressed. They've been cooped up in here long enough. This vessel is heavily shielded, so radiation shouldn't be a problem. This is going to become very heavily aerobraking. I'm being asked, do I follow in real life space news? Yes or no? Semi. I do. No, I do. I'll say I do. I can't say I'm up with every single launch that happens. Especially when it's just another group of, you know, Elon's internet satellites. You know, we're on block 37 or something now. I'm being asked, what is the purpose of this mission? The purpose of this mission is simply getting these folks back home. They have been orbiting around the sun. They collected themselves a bunch of science. They transmitted that all away. And then I botched the return, and they had to do a little bit of rescuing, a little bit of refueling. And after getting a little bit of fuel from Jebediah and Bill, they are now back to trying to get back to their station and getting back to the surface. So now what we're doing is we're simply just reducing down our orbit to the point where we can rendezvous with the station. Of course, using the atmosphere as to our advantage. Oh, I could have brought my periapsis, I think, down even lower. So apoapsis is just under 600 kilometers. We still aren't at our periapsis, so it's going to come down further. 5 seconds from periapsis. I think this is going to be the last aerobrake for these folks. Yeah, on our way back up. Getting close to 400 kilometers on the apoapsis. In around 250 would be ideal. But it's hard, like right now, you know, when you're in the thicker part of the atmosphere, that's when it goes down the quickest, and now it's not. It's hard to judge where this will end up as we get through. I think it's going to be good. 300 kilometers. 275. I think I'm going to drop the air brakes. Try and reduce the drag here. I don't want this to get too low. It's 245 now. And we got 35 minutes till we have to visit Jeb and Bill. Oh yeah, I'm glad I should have dropped those air brakes sooner. 213 kilometers now. We're going to be okay. I said between 200 and 250 would be ideal. I think it's just going to be just above 200 once we're completely out of the atmosphere. I usually drop the brakes at 250, says Michael. That probably is a good plan. Yeah, okay, so let's do that. Let's do that. We are done with messing about in the atmosphere. I'm going to set up a maneuver out here at our apoapsis. The sole purpose of which is just to get our periapsis out of the atmosphere. We have a lot of lines here. What if we just turn Jeb off for just a second? That'll probably help. Yeah. Back on the maneuver we go. Back on the maneuver. Okay, and I want my periapsis to just be touching our target orbit. And then these folks would be safe for a little while. I think that looks pretty good. You can always tell by these encounter indicators when they're right near your periapsis. That means you are just touching that orbit. Okay, and that burn's coming up in 11 minutes. And okay, so we're going to do that first, and then we're going to go up the Jeb. Okay, that is fine. And it's, yep. What are we getting our periapsis? Sorry, just looking at, oh, I got to go back to here to see the maneuver. 121.3, okay. Here, just do it this way, dummy. I used to always be really paranoid about these radiation belts that are coming in from Kerbalism. Like, if you want to see them, there they are. We are in the middle of one right now. But as long as the craft is well shielded, you're fine. Early in the game, they're a little bit more, like if you're going to the moon or Mimis, they're a little bit more scary, but now they're fine. Okay, a little closer. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. And again, I'm really going to just look at this periapsis. I think it was 121.3 is what I wanted at. It's a little overdone. Back off with RCS. Happy days. Okay, so might as well see if we can facilitate ourselves a rendezvous here. Might as well get that sort of done. So what the heck is going on here? Too many here. Turn off the other station too. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna, I can tell it's gonna be a little bit before this maneuver is gonna be close. We're not going to be anywhere near our station on this pass, but if we start popping ahead orbits here, we're going to be going around for a little bit. That's okay. These guys have been in space now for, oh, that's just measuring since they undocked. You know, they've been a good couple of dozen days, so a few more hours isn't going to hurt them. Okay, let's see. All right, I saw 0.2 there. I swear I saw 0.2. Okay, 0.6, be that way. All right. So this burn, teeny tiny little burn, 2.7, 2.7 meters per second, coming up in all about 4 hours, which actually works out really well because that gives me time to deal with Jib and Bill. They are now in a stable orbit, so I don't have to worry about them. Okay, let's get out to the SN1. All right, and yeah. Okay, so you know, I've gotten in the habit of always quick saving before I time warp because I swear most of the times I do something, I've had catastrophic time warp issues where I just over time warp things and stuff, and I always think that shouldn't count in my mind. I don't think those should count. Okay, that was just the alarm. Now the maneuver. Okay. Jebediah, of course, is going to be doing all of these maneuvers just perfectly. So this is kind of a repeat just of the process that we just saw with the SN2. A lot of the same things. And I really want to start doing some other stuff. I want to stop playing with these guys for a little bit. Start doing once I get them all safely home. I never intended this to be going on nearly as long as it has. You don't realize until you're doing things live. Shoot, I shouldn't have cut that. Oh, what's going on here? How many ignitions are left on this? I do have an engineer board, so we can repair it. What do we got? How'd I do? Might have botched that. Oh my gosh. Too many icons. Okay. We have a relative inclination of 0.1 degrees. I'm perfectly fine with that. We have a periapsis of 47. That's fine too. Okay. So let's get ready to get down there. Yeah, we still got 3.5 hours. So it's going to be a while till I have to deal with those other people. Zero. There they go. Tracked everything. Don't want stuff blowing up. There we go. This is going to look familiar. Yeah. As I was saying, I don't realize just how long stuff takes in this game. At least when you start adding on all these mods and stuff that make things more challenging. In my stock games, I think I go much... My stock streams, I think I go much, much quicker. What kind of mode move the Navball? Oh, moving the Navball, that is in the settings. I get asked that like every other video, I think. How do you get the Navball over here to the left? I like it over to the left. It leaves just the central part of the screen a lot less cluttered. It's just in the settings. Just, you know, open up and go into the settings here, and you'll see a thing for moving the Navball. That's it. Nothing hidden. No problem there, Dishan. All right, and again, same deal. We're going to be watching our apoapsis. I'm really going for the same plan. And what's nice is just at any point, if you're bouncing between these two, if all of a sudden I have to deal with something here and these guys are about to do aerobraking, all I got to do is push their periapsis out of the atmosphere, let them ride around for a little bit, and then come back to them when I have the opportunity. Would it be possible to calculate this aerobraking maneuver, says Bravos? Aerodynamics is messy. They're especially modeling aerodynamic drag of all of this stuff. That's why I got mod-like trajectories, but it has to do with the cross-sectional area. I'm not exactly sure as well I know like different parts have different drag coefficients. I'm not 100% sure how KSP models all that kind of stuff. There are parts on here that are physicsless. Like, it is pretty messy to calculate it. That's why mod like trajectories is great. And I even think trajectories is more or less kind of just calculating it on the fly. It's a pretty... just going to ride this around again. It's a pretty... laborious calculation to calculate a trajectory like this. I mean, you'll notice sometimes the game noticeably slow down, at least on my computer, when I have trajectories on and off. That's why it's really handy that the mod itself does have this. Maybe I don't even need it anymore. Does have the ability for you to just turn it off to save your CPU time. So if it's taking the CPU that much time to figure that stuff all out, that tells me it's doing it on the fly, and those calculations ain't simple. Oh, yeah, that doesn't matter. Here, stop that. Stop that. The Science Care probe was a little probe that I sent off. I'll have to delete that. It had limited battery. It was never meant to be something to last very long. It is about to die. What I can do, if I go to here, Science Core probe, you can go over to configure, yes, and you can say, stop telling me about stuff. I don't care. Kerbalism's giving me this menu off here. This is like the best menu ever. That's another feature in Kerbalism that, you know, the life support and the radiation and all that stuff is fun, but this menu and the science, I think, the way the science works, are the two things that are just awesome. We're just whipping by something right now. I saw something go by. What is that? It's only 60 kilometers away. Is it this? Yeah, it must be, right? Because it's behind us here? Maybe not. Something's real close. All right. You're very welcome, John. I'm glad those videos help. I mean, the game is not kind for teaching you stuff, that's for sure. And I think it, without some sort of community around, like, and all of us are the same thing. Like, I picked the game up, hacked around for quite some time, did what I could. I even come from a bit of a physics and math background, so I had a little bit of an advantage with that. But then also, I learned stuff from watching other people, you know, well in the past. So, kind of passing that on. It's going to be interesting when KSP 2 finally comes out, how they're going to deal with that learning curve of teaching people what is essentially, you know, space rocket science. It really is. You're very welcome too, Gus. Okay, where are we at? I got to really pay attention. 20 seconds from a periapsis. Then I do need to take a look at the SN2. Oh, wait, whoa. I gotta pay attention to brakes. 500, I'm gonna drop them a little sooner this time. We'll see. 450 kilometers on the apoapsis. Might drop these a little sooner than the last one. I don't want it to go as low as that one did. Here, let's drop them. I'm going to drop them right now. Why aren't you dropping? Drop. There we go. Hello there, Scottney, and welcome. Glad you made it. Time warping again. You know what? I might put them right back up again. Looking at this. Nice having some sort of control of the amount of drag this has. Of course, another thing you can do to control the amount of drag is simply turning the vessel sideways and things like that, presenting a greater cross-section. But, of course, when you're really low, that doesn't come without risks, right? This is looking good. I'm happy with this. It's 270 kilometers here. I think we're going to get a nice number. Ooh, Bravos has got a thunderstorm coming his way. Well, sort of sit tight through that. Okay, we are out of the atmosphere. That is this. Okay, back to here. A lot of bouncing around this episode. Here we are. So we're going to take, again, a maneuver at apoapsis and push that up to meet our station's orbit. Ooh, these guys are coming. Wait a second. Hang on here. Like, look at this. I might be getting, like, superlatively lucky here. I think I can just finagle. I can just finagle a. Wow, you would think I planned it, but you saw my previous one, so you know that that would be a lie. But I really think. Yeah, I got 0.3 kilometers, 300 meters separation over here on this one. You got to be a little bit careful. Talking with some people on the Discord that were getting like crazy high encounter speeds because what they're doing is they were bringing this periapsis or apoapsis, depending on which way you're going, like way above or way below in order to get an encounter like this. Like they're kind of scooping in low and then hitting it on an angle. And that can dramatically increase the encounter speed, which will increase the cost of the rendezvous and also make it a little bit trickier. But I'm not. Like, you can see the periapsis is still very close to the orbit of the station. Wow, we're going to go straight for a rendezvous here. This is awesome. Okay. We're going to have these two rendezvousing together very, very closely. F5 again, and time warp. I just realized Jebediah has the lock to the maneuver node function. He sure does. Okay, and this, I'm actually going to look at my intercepts here. And intercept 2 is the one I want to really look at. Because I think we're going to be getting ourselves a nice little encounter after this. We're going to be bouncing back and forth, I think, doing these rendezvous, though. Okay, where are we at? 33 seconds. Probably start a little early, because I think at the end we'll be doing some tweaking. Yeah, the alarm clock, I got 14 minutes to do the SN2. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happening very close to each other here. This is going to be interesting. Okay. I see 500 meters here. Bring that down a little more with RCS. 273 meters right there. Now, we have, this might prove interesting. Give me a few minutes warning on this. Yeah, in 20 minutes. So, okay, so in 13 and a half minutes, we're at the SN2. Then 17 minutes, these guys are meeting up with their station. Oh, this is going to be fun. The alarm clock is a mod. Yes, there's a mod called Kerbal Alarm Clock. Really old mod, been around like for a long, long time, kind of a standard. The person who designed this alarm clock actually also designed the alarm clock that is built, that's in stock now. The folks at Squad, I believe, just hired him and paid him to do that. And so there are a lot of similarities, but I'm just really used to this one. So if I have it available, I don't use the stock one, but they're very similar to each other. Okay, put that back. Where are we at? Oh yes, we got a maneuver to do. Got to remind myself what. Oh my lordy lord, too many icons. Okay, so we got a maneuver coming up here, and that's going to give us a run. Oh no, this is going to work out well. We got this maneuver, but then it's a whole nother orbit before they get the rendezvous. So we should be able to do this maneuver, then rendezvous Jeb and Bill, and then come back and rendezvous this guys. I think this is all going to work out okay. I think it is. Oh, hang on, hang on. Okay, actually this is going to get interesting. Because I got 5 minutes to the maneuver because of the alarm I put in here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I set this for 3 minutes. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay, I gave like 3-minute warning on this. So when they're 6 minutes away. Okay, okay. I gotta check on. Okay, I'm gonna have to check on Jeb and Bill. Where this burn is and where this encounter is going to be are very, very close together. I think my best bet is to do the burn and then really quickly jump over here. Yes, yes, yes. So this alarm's going off, but they still got 3 minutes until their encounter. Keep that available. Let's do this maneuver. Oh, I can see, turn that thrust limiter down. Gonna be some quick jump. They're gonna be very close to the station by the time this is done. Oh, going the wrong way, going the wrong way. Stop it. Get around there, get around there. Turn the thrust limiter like way down. A little RCS. Okay, they got about a little under 600 meters there, but what we're going to do, we're going to add alarm. Give me like 3 minutes warning. Now we really got to get over here, because I think they're really close to the station. Let's see how close they are. As long as they haven't blown by the station, they're fine. Target, retrograde, where are we? Oh, we're still six kilometers away. We're fine. And we are only 50 seconds. Okay, we are going to have to, we got a lot of speed here to burn off. Okay, because here we only got 45 seconds to our closest approach. So let's just kill some of this velocity off. Okay, we don't need that much throttle. Ooh, at the same time here, we'll close this distance. This is working out. Okay. How many ignitions are left in this thing? 11. Let's get Bill. No, we'll wait. We're good. Okay. Still got a lot of velocity. We got half an hour to dock these guys, so that shouldn't be an issue. Okay, we're now within rendering distance. The main thing I look at when I dock is really this time to intercept and the separation distance, and trying not to let either of them get really away on me. This is doing well right now. Let's lock that on retrograde again. Just going to kind of keep it going like this. The one thing I got to be careful about is the limited number of ignitions on that. I think that wasn't it 7 just a moment ago? I don't know. On that engine. And then you need an engineer to repair it, so we'll definitely repair it before we get there. But I can't just like keep giving it little, you know, puffs all the time. Hello, Dan. Welcome. Glad you're here. All right. This is fine. We can dock in half an hour. That's ridiculous if it wasn't the case. Okay, we're gonna do one more push on the nuclear engine. And then we're going to dock, and then we're going to go to the other station. And we're going to leave Jeb and Bill up here for a little while. They're fine. They're veteran space jockeys. They can hang out at the station. There's nobody at the station right now. Okay, I'm going to bring down that relative speed nice and low. Okay, there we go. We're under 1 meter per second. Let's control from here. Where's the control from here button? Get over to the station. We are coming. There we are. So we're going to dock off the end here. It's almost facing right at us. That's just super. Back. Set that as target. Aim at our target, because Jebediah can do that because he is amazing. Aim our camera way up here at the front. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong... Never helps to push the wrong buttons. Have your hands in the wrong spot. Okay. And of course, from here on in, it is RCS. Getting that prograde vector in the right spot on the Navball. There we go. We are all lined up. All lined up and ready to go. Ah! I'm just seeing chats there. John C. Did you lose the docking alignment indicator and then suddenly it appeared? I do so like this little mod. Okay. Anyway. This is easy peasy from here. And you know what? We'll get Bill out. We'll service this engine right away, because if I don't do it right away, I'll end up forgetting, and then I'll be angry at myself. Get ready to toggle the torque, which I say every single time. Boy, I should really put this on an action group. There it is. Always a good plan to disable reaction wheels when docking with wonky wobbly stations. And there's the ride down, which anyone who's seen the last couple of streams have seen this vehicle a lot. And there's a identical one on the craft, or on the station that the other folks are heading towards. Slowing down just a little bit more, but pretty much pretty close to being all lined up. I love the little lens flares. I'm pretty sure that's Scatterer that puts those on all these illuminator spotlights. That's just awesome. Oh, it's going so slow. Come on. What is the red marker on the Navball? That is the Navball docking port alignment indicator, which is exactly what it says it is, to help you line up the docking ports. It's a great little mod. Doesn't add, you know, that's all it does is put on that little marker. Awesome. Okay, toggle that torque, so the torque is disabled. Everything else is, I think, okay. Let's EVA Bill. And I'm always now paranoid about propellant because there is a bug floating around that seems to like to steal it, but we're just going to take Bill. We're going to check out our engine here, because I believe our engine is in need of some servicing. So Bill's going to brave the nuclear reactor down this way. Inspect that engine. Could fail any moment. Service the engine. And it's now good as new. That's all it takes. Get him back inside. And we're just going to leave these folks here for today. They're not going to gain any experience or anything, so we'll just leave them right here. They're happy as clams. We'll shut down some engines. Might as well do that. Just noticing that. Same with these guys. I never did shut down. Oh my gosh. Alright. So a little bit of hopping around there, but now everything is fine. We're down to just one ship left. Yeah, there are two docking alignment indicator mods. There is one called Docking Alignment Indicator, which is also great. But it puts it up in a separate window, which is fine. I just feel like I got enough windows cluttering up everything that I don't want to deal with it. But then this one that I'm using here is called Navball Docking Alignment Indicator. So make sure to get the one you want. Meantime, though, these folks are on their approach to the station. They are 20 minutes away. Oh, I believe that's probably our station blowing below us here. No, that might have been something else. Got too much junk in my sky. There's our station, the Minmus Gateway. Okay, and then we don't need the alarm clock anymore. I'm pushing the wrong alarm clock. Oh my gosh. And that thrust right back up again. How many ignitions are left on this one? Only 6. Get out there. We got Michael. Get out there, Michael. Michael's going to do some servicing right now. I'm not exactly sure if it's at some point that these things just start to not be able to be serviced at all, that you have to actually start to replace these vessels. I don't know. Inspect, service the engine. Good. All fixed up. Get back inside there. And now we got 25 ignitions. Okay, let's spin this around. Making a space plane to declutter. Yeah, somebody's suggesting a live stream to declutter. I guess I could do that. I honestly have been just going into the tracking station and just, you know, that I don't know. That would not make a fun live stream, obviously, but it certainly is the lazy way to do it. All right, we got still a 600 meter separation, so let's see if we can bring that down a bit. It does servicing the engine consume a repair kit? No, it consumes absolutely nothing. It's a completely different mechanic than the repair mechanic that the stock game has. It's simply a click and that's it. Man, if it did, I'd have to be bringing up a lot of repair kits. That might not be a bad idea to just, even if it was just sort of like, you know, a resource here that would be like parts or something like that, and you start using up the parts as you do these repairs. And then you need to bring up some more parts and just load it up. So you don't have to actually see them. It's just a resource that's sitting here. That might not be a bad, but that's not what they did. All right, again, we're coming into render range on our station. And then, yeah, we're going to descend down to the surface for these folks, and then I'm going to try and build something. Use dynamite. Oh, that's right, Dan. Oh, I forgot that that's an option. There is explosives. What mod provided the explosives? I've forgotten that. I've done that in the past. Where you can use explosives to... oh, I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm only 25 seconds away. Goodness sakes. But you could use... There are explosives in some mod. I've just forgotten what it is. That you can just get a Kerbal EVA. Kerbal Inventory System, I think, had that, right? I think I have that. And, yeah, blow stuff up. Blowing stuff up is always fun. You use a Kerbal, you EVA, and you stick it on, and then you just set a little timer. Fly away real fast. And it explodes. Which is honestly a stupid way of, obviously, like, in real life, that would be a really dumb idea. Okay, we're coming into our station again. Been a long time since they left this place. Okay, we're going to do one more final push here with the nuclear engines. And then the same as we did before here. Doesn't even look like I have them on, but I do. Very little thrust. Get it down around 1 meter per second. Okay, cut. And again, control from here. Where is it? There they are, coming in. Again, just off the end. Seems to be calling for us here. It is dangerous to approach, yes. I'm being asked, Pablo's asking in the chat, isn't it dangerous to approach the NERV? The answer to that question is, yeah, it is. Sorry, pushed the wrong button there again. There is a nuclear reactor here at the back that is always on and always spewing radiation. So, yeah. It is. But the radiation's pretty small. I can take a look here. Who was it that went out? Michael went out. And how much? Michael's at 5% radiation. So's all the rest of them. So it's not that much. Maybe if I had lifetime radiation on my Kerbals, then I might be more concerned about it. So just slowing down a little bit. Aiming a little bit more at the docking port over there. Here's my aim camera option way down here. So yeah, there is some radiation, but it's not bad. I wouldn't have a picnic beside a NERV engine, I guess is all I'm saying. Of course, Kerbals. Kerbals, like, they you know, the radiation doesn't bug them. Is lifetime radiation realistic? Yeah, it is. In the sense that they do that with real astronauts. Like, you are only allowed to get so much total lifetime radiation exposure, and then you're done. You're retired. The damage done by radiation doesn't, for the most part, doesn't heal itself. So I think it is very realistic that, yeah, after being in space for so much time and being exposed to so much radiation, you know, that's it. You're done. I'm not sure they die. I think it's just you got to retire them and get more Kerbals. Okay, we're getting pretty close here. Coming in with a little bit of sidewaysness. That's okay. Blink. Okay. So, oh, and I forgot to toggle the torque. So that's it. They're back. Aim our camera here and find those reaction wheels. When I designed this, I wasn't thinking putting these in an easy spot. Okay, there we go. Toggle torque. That's off. Okay. Let's get all of our Kerbals over to our plane and get them down to the surface. So, starting here at the front. Transfer crew, doing our Valentina, our pilot. I'm hoping this will get Valentina up to level 3. I mean, orbiting this. Oh, are we getting that switching? I'm not sure what causes that switching lock error. But Valentina does not want to. Try that one more time. So go to here. Transfer crew. Valentina, and then I should be able to transfer all the way over to here. Oh, there she goes. Okay, good. And transfer over Michael. And transfer over Dan. And Dan's getting blocked. Oh, that vessel is that. No, it's just full. Dummy. There we go. And transfer over Rob. Okay, and I do not think I have any science to bring down. Nope, they did not collect any science, so I think we are largely ready to get out of here. Let's shut down this engine. I should also check what the fuel stores are like here. Hopefully I can fill that thing up again. Oh, that's our stupid science care package. Let's get rid of that. Everything turn off. There we go. See, if I do that, I can pretend that my skies are clear. Okay, where is the KSC? Okay, I'm going to do this proper like. So I'm gonna do a proper avoidance maneuver. So I'm going to time warp. Actually, oh, nah. We'll do a night landing. We're cool. We're cool. I got lots of lights. So we're going to time warp to the opposite place to where I plan on starting my descent, which is going to be right around here-ish. And we are going to undock. There we go. I just push the control from here. There we go. Now we're thrusting the right way. There we go. Okay, and I think that's a 5 to close that. Yep. RCS, that's on. And then we're gonna push prograde here. Now, how many ignitions are on here? 4 ignitions. Okay, they only need 1, and the jet engines last like forever. Okay, so what you do in an avoidance maneuver is, for some reason, it thinks that's oh, because I gotta silly. Control. Control from here. Too many buttons. There we go. So with an avoidance maneuver, what you do is put yourself so that you're halfway This isn't going to be much avoiding. Half an orbit ahead of where you plan to start your descent. And the descent burn will obviously be retrograde, so what I want to do is just go a little bit prograde, but I am looking here. We are going to be running into our station. So go a little bit prograde. Just a little bit. That's it, just a little bit of RCS. And what that does is slows me down. We should now go under our station. So that the station will end up eventually, I know we're going under it now, but eventually it'll end up ahead of us as we slow down, as we go to our slightly higher apoapsis. See this start to happen here. So by the time I get to where I'm going to do my descent, which is here, the station should be ahead of us. So when I go retrograde, there it goes. Yeah, and that was a tip from a viewer to do the avoidance maneuver, which apparently is completely a real thing. Don't forget trajectories. Thank you very much. I definitely shouldn't forget trajectories. Okay, so we're going to go retrograde, but now when I go retrograde, let's activate these engines. Not a lot of fuel left. We should have checked on that. Am I out of fuel? Are we seriously out of fuel? Oh, this is going to be fun. Nothing like checking this. So obviously when I filled up... Oh, well done, sir. When I filled up the ship on the station, I stole all the fuel. Okay, so we're going to need to... I think I got a lot of monopropellant. And we're not going to be able to fly. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, I think I got enough monopropellant to pull this off. No, I don't have a lot of mono. Oh my god. I could make... Oh, we're going to go for it. Because I'm reckless and stupid. Oh my gosh, this is turning into just idiocy. Okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Trajectories. Well, let's... I don't have a lot of monopropellant left either. And neither. Look at their oxygen stores. Oh, for goodness sakes. Why didn't you check this stuff before you left? Info. They have only about 3 hours of oxygen left, so I cannot spend my time mucking about. Oh, for goodness sakes, you dummy. Well, we can't be far from the station. I think I need to go back to the station. I'm not convinced I have enough I was going to use the monopropellant to get my periapsis down into the atmosphere. I am not convinced at all that I have enough to do that. We are coming back within 100 meters of the station here, so we're just going to ride this around. Dock. Steal some liquid fuel. Oh, for goodness sakes. What a melonhead. We're coming back to the station again, at least. That's the wrong station. Okay. So we're going to go back to the station. We're going to... yeah, I don't think I have the monopropellant to get the periapsis down. That's the main thing. If I did, if I had a ton of monopropellant, I would have gone for it. But I don't, because I'm an idiot. Okay, put that back on target. Hello, station, right below us here. Clearly I have to do all of this on monopropellant. So one thing, because I just did a single burn, it actually works that way that, you know, after one orbit, you would just be back where you were. So that makes perfect sense. It's just annoying. Okay, let's control from here. Where is... There it is. Really quick, get some fuel, and then we'll try this again. Oh, I think that was the wiser course of action, what I just did. I do think that. Try and do this quick. Quick like. Oh, getting some more practice docking, I suppose. Blame the pilot. Blame the pilot. Actually, wouldn't it be the engineer whose job it would be to look for things like, you know, resources and stuff? I would think that's the pilot or the engineer's job. And I have 2 engineers. No, I don't. I have 2 pilots. So Michael's overworked here. Sorry, Michael. Just going to retract that solar panel. It looks like it might be in the line of fire. No harm done. Okay, but we are going to need to do some refueling here. Alright, so let's open up real quick. We need liquid fuel. And this vessel is... It's got the bicouple. It's vessel number 5, right? I believe so. Here, let's... Oh, that's not going to help me. I don't know how much... Where's the bicouple? It's back here. Get out of the way. I'm going to put in enough liquid fuel to match the amount of oxidized... Oh, no, I don't need that much. Let's just go in. Yeah, that's filling up the right one. I'm sure that's enough. Okay. And we'll also, because a few hours... Well, where's our oxygen supply? Let's give us some oxygen, too. Give us, yeah, so it's not quite so scary. Okay, that should be good. Now, let's try this again. We pulled away from the gas station without filling up our tanks. So we'll try this avoidance maneuver one more time. Actually, no, the avoidance maneuver shouldn't be... Oh, no, it is, because we've matched with the station again. So the avoidance maneuver is necessary. Control from here. So same trick. We'll do this avoidance maneuver business. Thrust down a little bit just to avoid the station, and then a little bit on the prograde side. That should be enough. And now we should have... Activate these engines again. There we go. Now we're good. Okay. Trying again. And is my little spot? Right underneath. I think it's this peninsula here. If I'm not mistaken. A little harder when it's on the night side. And I'll remember to turn on trajectories. I always like doing my descents from the same place every time. Just find it's more consistent. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to go retrograde. And see, now the station should be there, right? See, we're pulling over. Everything's good. Okay, trajectories. Turn on trajectories. Descent is going to be in a prograde. Angle of attack 45, 30, 10, and 10. You're not committed to those numbers, but they seem to work okay. Turn on the trajectory. And target the KSC. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, lots of things. Okay, we may not be making the KSC. All this stuff I don't think about, and then all of a sudden stuff happens, and you go, oh, yeah, that's going to be an issue. Okay. So the issue is that we're in an inclined orbit. I remember having the same thing happen before coming back down from this station because I don't pay attention. The smart thing to do would just be to remain on board the station for... Whoa, wrong button. To remain on board the station for a little while until the KSC passed below your orbit, and then you don't have this issue. What I'm going to try and do is see if I can do a little bit of a normal correction here. I don't think I really have the fuel for it, but we'll find out. We're going down anyway. So I need to burn to the south. That's anti-normal. A little bit of prograde would probably be a good plan too, because I overcooked this just a bit. So maybe about there-ish. Oh, I'm moving it more than I would have guessed. Oh, we might be on that runway after all. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I could decrease the angle of attack, and then that, yeah, people are pointing out you can also extend the east-west part of this by just adjusting your angle of attack business, but we had the fuel to do it, so I might as well do it. Now, where are all the stupid resources? So liquid fuel and oxidizer should all be at the back, yeah, and that's right. This thing is a little bit bow heavy. Where is my monoprop? So I like to put all my resources as far back as I can. It seems to fly better that way. It's not the best of designs. Electric charge is doing okay. Okay. Why? Oh yeah, I have to turn this off to get rid of those. There we go. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Bring the solar panels down. Pitch up to here. All right, put that on surface. Should be good. Use an engineer in EVA construction to check. Do you have access to the center of lift and the center of mass when on EVA construction? Glenn is saying in the chat, use an engineer in EVA construction to check the lift and mass centers. I'm not going to obviously EVA my engineer right now, but I never even noticed that that is an option. I need to stall this more. There we go. Wow, that is awesome, Glenn. I will most certainly look into that. But clearly right now, this is the wrong time to be EVAing an engineer. So I'm just looking at this east number here and just getting it. I like that. I find it works best if you do come a little bit short of the KSC, then you can just kind of glide in. I do have a little bit of liquid fuel left. You should be able to shut down. Well, actually, leave those engines on. I think I know what I did wrong last time. I got on an action group to toggle the engines, and I think last time I shut these down manually and then pressed 1 to toggle the engines, and it turned them back on again, which confused the bejeepers out of me, but pitch down. Here we go. These are, yeah. No, this way. Get the right engines. Do next. What do we got? Oh, we're coming short. Pitch down. Well, welcome, Unfunny. Glad you made it. Just checking out the stream. We are attempting to land a space plane. And actually, on all the most recent streams, this might be the third one in the last 3 weeks that I've done of these. Oh, we're going way long now. Really got to pay attention. Am I late, says Natalia? No, probably gonna go, well, yeah. Looking at the time. I start these things at 2 p.m. That would be Eastern Daylight Time. So, yeah. And then typically run for maybe about an hour and a half or so. I was hoping, as the thumbnail implied, to do a little bit of building something, but I don't think that's gonna happen now. We'll see. Might do a little bit in the VAB. Oh, pitch higher, pitch higher. Doesn't feel like I'm overshooting, but Trajectories thinks I'm overshooting, and who am I to argue with that? A little north too, so I'm rolling a little bit that way. That's it. Okay, what happens if I press 1 now? There we go. That's what I meant. And that should be opening up these things too, which I think I forgot. Yes, those air takes are open. There we go. So now we're on the Whiplash engines. We are way overshooting according to trajectories. Very calm though, Valentina. It looked like a very gentle ride you're providing, which is, I'm sure, well appreciated by your crew. Very pretty view. Actually, again, there's the upside of all my sort of shenanigans with having to go back to the station is we are now landing in the daylight. Well, I think the first attempt would have been in the dark. We are really up high. We've lost a lot of speed, and this is still saying I'm pretty much on target. It just feels like I've lost. So I might be pitching down. This might work out well. I think this is going to work out well. Pitch a little down. See if we can do this without ever using those engines. And this is where I quick save in case anything catastrophic goes wrong. We are looking good though, I think. Okay, let's give it a little bit. There we go. Okay, the engines are now working, so hoping not to need them, but they're there. Starting to pick up some fallitude, some vertical velocity here. And we are coming, need to come north a bit. You can even see that visually now. I need to come north a bit. Oh, now I'm going to need to come south, dummy. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this because I don't think I need it anymore. And there. And we're just going down. I'm just going down this way. We're going to go just plunge right down into it now. Try and do this without using the jet engines. This might be actually, I don't want to jinx anything, but this is looking really good. Usually I come in a little bit too high and have to do some you know, I'm coming too fast, I'm doing some crazy stalling, and then I got to do this crazy nosedive. This is actually looking really nice. Hello there, Javier, and welcome. Glad you made it. Now I got to make sure I don't lose too much velocity here. I've got to be able to carry myself. Well, I do have the jet engines. Now it's personal. Don't want to use the jet engines. Still got a lot of altitude. Let's put that on terrain. And let's take off our impact thingy that engineer seems to keep liking to turn on. Okay. No, I think I've got this lined up nice like. Okay, gear down. I am going to need to lose a little bit more velocity here. Don't have air brakes, and I didn't rig anything for flaps, which would be a really good idea, but I just didn't do it. All right, Valentina, here we go. Here comes the final thing. A little more speed down. Okay, we do got to get down there. Gotta run out of runway. And touch. There we go. Very little drama. Very little drama. Why are you guys so upset? Look at these two. What the heck? Oh my gosh, you're down. You guys are like 30 days in space, lost and low on fuel and all this kind of stuff. You guys should be like jumping for joy right now that you are finally safely down on the surface. Okay, so Valentina, awesome job. Rob, good co-piloting skills there. Okay, let's recover this vessel. I said recover. Must have missed the button. And I'm curious to see I'm curious to see what their experience is going to be. Did they do anything useful? So yeah, there's nothing there. Parts back. And oh, look at that. All right, they all leveled up. Valentina, Michael, and Dan are now all level 3s. Rob is a level 2. That is awesome. Okay, so yeah, it was a bit of a pain, but it was well worth. I don't know if that was worth it or not. That was ridiculous. And as per usual, that took way longer than I had anticipated that it would. My plan was to build some probes and get some science in the making, but I think I'm going to have to put that off until next week, looking at the time. So I'm going to be thanking everybody in the chat. I hope they had fun. I'm going to thank everybody that is watching this at a later date. And of course, a very, very special thank you to all of my most awesome Patreon patrons and YouTube members. Have yourselves a great week. It is the Canada Day weekend starting tomorrow here in Canada, but I hope everybody that's not in Canada has themselves a great time as well. And we'll see you all next Thursday. Bye.